In this episode of the Dr. Clay Show, which burns more calories, running barefoot or running in shoes? I'll tell you in just a moment. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Dr. Clay Show. I am Clay Height, your host of the Dr. Clay Show. Now, the topic, as you probably got in the intro, unless you fell asleep during that part, is a comparison of running barefoot versus running in shoes, and which one burns more calories. Because barefoot running is one of the, excuse me while I get comfortable, please make yourself comfortable as well. Barefoot running is one of these topics that I'm trying to keep up with and enjoy researching. It's just something really exciting. We're learning a lot about the benefits and some drawbacks, of course, of the pros and cons to everything, but of barefoot running. Well, anyway, in some of my studies the other day, I came across a study showing that running barefoot compared to running in shoes, running barefoot burns more calories. Specifically, it burns 4% more calories than running in shoes. Now, that's by no means does that mean that if you just start running barefoot, the pounds are going to melt off. However, when you're talking about, if you're doing cardiovascular exercise consistently and over time, 4% more that's substantial. So, something to think about. Anyway, what they did is they compared two groups running and measured the energy output or caloric expenditure, and to make sure that it wasn't just the weight of the shoes. Because if your shoes weigh 150 grams, for example, and then you're running in these shoes versus barefoot, well, then the shoes, you're going to burn more calories with the shoes because they have weight, right? So you're having to carry more resistance or more weight while you run. So that would cause you to burn more calories. Well, to negate that, and so that they were comparing apples to apples, not apples to oranges, they strapped an equivalent weight onto the people's feet, so that was the same weight of the shoes, so that part was equal, right? So they nullified that, so it wasn't the weight of the shoes, but they found that even when the weight was normalized, that people that ran barefoot actually burned a few more calories. And that's it. That's what the studies show. But of course, I have a theory on it, and I'll share that with you. I think that it is simply, well, one obvious possibility is that the shoes help to return energy. In other words, they kind of absorb and then give back energy. So that may be part of it. Maybe they are simply more efficient energy-wise in the energy return. But another possibility, and kind of a more abstract or deeper theory that I have, is that when we are running barefoot versus in shoes, that our foot has to do more proprioception, or more feeling where it is, so to speak, more sensory stimulation and more sensory output, or like output, to the brain. So basically more nerves firing, and anytime our body does anything, essentially it takes calories to do that, right? Well, I think that at least to some extent, us running barefoot, it increases the proprioception and the amount of work that the nerves and these deep sensory organs in our feet and so on, like the Meissner's corpuscles and Pacinian corpuscles, and these just abstract little things that are built into our skin to sense the impulse, that when we run barefoot, the activity of those proprioceptive things is increased, and that causes us to burn more calories. That's a kind of an abstract theory that I have, that I just thought I would share with you. But nonetheless, we do know that running barefoot does, via some mechanism, seem to burn more calories than running in shoes. So do with that information what you will, my friend. But if you do jump into barefoot running, don't jump into it, by the way. ease into it. So you need to acclimate to it. All right, my friend, that wraps it up for this episode of the Dr. Clay Show. Until next time, take care.